You've read the title. There's no need for an intro, so let's go. I originally wanted this to be a drawing of my new original character, but I realized that she has way too much details for my liking, so it just became a normal drawing. When I started the sketch, I was still figuring out what her clothes and pose will look like. Like I've said in the previous video, I don't draw complex poses or anything like that, so this was a challenge for me. Getting the arms to look right was a hassle to say the least. And I was still getting used to drawing on tablet, so it was all a bit messy at the start. The pose looked weird to me. Some things were off balance, so I had to make lots of adjustments while making the sketch. The legs were a nightmare to draw. I still don't know how I managed to get them to look decent, but I guess I got lucky. And something you might notice is the fact I like my sketches to be really tidy. It annoys me when the sketch isn't good because it feels like the entire drawing will be set up for failure, so I make sure that the sketch is as accurate as I want it to be. After looking at the pose from afar, it's actually hilarious how the arms look so tiny compared to the legs, but I just went with it because I can't be bothered. At this point, I don't even know why I started recording because nothing was going my way, but I just continued for the fun of it. I also made her fist larger, so maybe it compensates for the lacking arms because, let's be honest, homegirl needs anything she can get right now. I also rotated the right leg a bit because the pose seemed so off and weird. That's another reoccurring theme with my drawings apparently. Great to know that even while drawing, I also didn't have a clue. For the clothes, I took some inspiration from Pinterest and mashed up clothing items I thought would look cool together. And as a reoccurring theme, I also didn't know how to draw transparent or see-through items. I was legit just trying out different things and seeing what looked best. I added some accessories to make the outfit look more complete and then started on her hair. I quickly realized that the head was too squished, so I fixed that as well. The worst part of the sketch is probably the hair, but I promise you it gets better after the line art. I added some colors just to see if they fit together or not. This is basically what I intend to do with the drawing. As for the line art, I'm just going to show you the hair because it actually turned out well. The rest was mediocre. Now on to the coloring. I began with the base colors of each individual item while also dividing them into layers so I can shade them later on. When I watched the recording to do this video, I was amazed at how weird I color my drawings. This might look normal to others, but for some reason when it's sped up, it looks so funny to me. Anyways, on to the shading. My way of doing it on tablet is to lay some rough colors first and then go over them with the blur brush and sometimes the smudge brush to get a mix of rough and smooth shading. For the top, I can confidently say that I have no idea what I did, but somehow it turned out good. I just kinda put different shades and used the blur brush to smooth them out a bit since it's fabric. Again, I have no idea what I'm doing, but all is well that ends well, I guess. This is just basic coloring and shading if I'm honest. For the tights, I wanted to have a spider web pattern, but as you can guess, I'm not qualified for that amount of detail. And if you're wondering what that thing on her right shoulder is, I have no idea either, so it's okay. I just saw the design on an anime character that I like and changed to fit the aesthetic and look like bat wings. The hair is probably my favorite part of the entire drawing. Ever since I started drawing on tablet, I began experimenting with ways to shade hair, and I think this method works best. Adding the highlights is also a very satisfying process because you get to indicate which part of the hair is in the light and it makes it have more depth. For the shoes, I wanted them to look like leather boots, but spoiler alert, they look nothing like that. I added the heart on the belt with some sparkles on it and also the hearts on the boots. With all that done, I finally finished the drawing. This is how it turned out in the end. If you're wondering why she doesn't have any face, I actually tried to give her some excited expression, but it looked so bad, so I erased it immediately. This is what the struggles of being an artist is like. I can assure you that 99% of artists all struggle with their art. You may look at your favorite artist's drawings and wonder how they can possibly make such good art like this, but in reality, a lot of time and effort goes into these artworks and a lot of adjustments and frustration as well. Sometimes the idea we as artists have in our heads doesn't transfer well on canvas. So if you're struggling with your art or you're wondering why your finished piece doesn't look like what you intended it to be, I want you to know that it's okay. You should always aim for the best but also appreciate what you've achieved in the meantime. This has been Strawberry voiced by a bot, and I hope you enjoyed this video.